Hi, I am Karthikeya and this is Leafy, a personal plant care concierge. Let me walk you through the problem it solves and how it works. Let me start with the problem a lot of us know too well. We love plants, but we keep killing them. About two-thirds of US households own a houseplant. It's a $20 billion market, and yet, in one survey, the average person had already killed 7 of them. And two-thirds called themselves plant murderers. And the gap isn't a lack of caring. People are trying. They are just flying blind without guidance that fits their actual home. So plants fail quietly. And the advice everyone follows make it worse. Water once a week, give it bright light, sounds fine, but static rules ignore physical reality. A plant's fate really comes down to two local things: the climate where you live and exactly where you put it. A fixed weekly schedule slowly drowns a succulent, while a dark north facing window barely keeps basil alive. The same plant that would thrive on a sunny Italian balcony struggles on a cloudy Dublin window. So, good care has to be contextual. Your real weather, your humidity, your exact spot. That's what Leafy is, a proactive, hyper-local plant care concierge. You tell it where you live and what you own once, and it pairs each plant's profile and your exact coordinates with real-time local weather. Then it reasons about what your specific plant needs before it suffers and lays it out on a clean dashboard. Today's conditions, which plants need water, what to move. This is actual product. So why build this as an agent and not a simple app? Because getting it right isn't a lookup. One watering call depends on several life-changing things at once. What the plant needs, today's temperature, the local rain forecast, whether it's indoors or outdoors, and how long since you last watered. This isn't a database lookup or a one-shot photo classifier. Leafy gathers that live context, reasons across all of it at once, and explains the call. And where a decision has to be reliable, like whether to move a plant indoors, it's computed in code, not guessed. Here's how that's built. One orchestrator on Gemini talks to me and decides, from what I ask, which tools to use. It reads my plants from a small database, each plant's needs from a knowledge base, and live weather from a separate weather server it reaches over MCP. For watering, it gathers all of that and hands it to a specialist that reasons and replies. For sheltering and light checks, it runs deterministic modules that reads the same data and compute the answer. The model handles the fuzzy parts, like reading a photo, and the decisions that must be right are computed and tested. Perceive with the model, decide with code. Okay, let me actually show you. First, I will tell it where I live. That's all it needs to start using local weather. Now, I will add a plant. Notice it asks whether it's indoors or outdoors, and it confirms with me before saving anything. It doesn't just go and do things on my behalf. Now the real question, when should I water it? Behind this, it's pulling today's actual weather from a city, combining that with what basil needs and when I last watered, and giving me a window. And it tells me how to check for myself. Feel the soil a few centimeters down and only water if it's dry. It guides me. It doesn't pretend to be certain. Next, sheltering from the weather. It looks at today's forecast and tells me, plant by plant, whether to keep it where it is, bring it in, or put it out with a reason. And this last one is my favorite. I give it a photo of a spot and tell it which way the window faces. It reads the photo, estimates how much light that spot really gets, and tells me what would certainly grow well there. That's the placement decision people get wrong all the time. And here I am making it before I even buy the plant. On the build side, I put this together in anti-gravity using agentic coding. I leaned on the agentic CLI skills in its catalog to scaffold the project, run an evaluation loop, and package it. It runs on Google's ADK with Gemini for model. Weather is its own standalone MCP server, so it is reusable and not baked into the app. This is a security layer that screens every message before model sees it for prompt injection and personal data, and it checks any image I upload. And because model now chooses its own path, I test the steps it takes and not just the final answer, with a full suite of trajectory tests and an automated judge. On deployment, it's packaged as a container with Dockerfile, and it's an agent CLI project, so it ships to a managed cloud runtime with a single deployment command. I have kept it running locally for this demo, where all of you need is one API key. So that's Leafy, a concierge that helps your plants alive by knowing your home, your plants, and your today's weather. Thank you for watching.